So you're thinking about moving to Hutchinson Island on the Fort Pierce side. In this video, I'm going to go over the pros and the cons, the good and bad, and the reasons why I love Hutchinson Island, especially up here on the Fort Pierce side. So let's get into it right now. If you're new to the channel and you want to know everything there is about living in the Treasure Coast of Florida, then subscribe down below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the market changes in the Treasure Coast of Florida. My name is Jacob, I'm with the Condos Company, and we make calls every day for people just like you looking to relocate here to the Treasure Coast. So whether moving next week, next month, or next year, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to help make your transition here to the Treasure Coast go as smooth as possible. So I'm here at the Fort Pierce Inlet. We'll see a lot of boats coming in and out of this inlet. It's one of the main passages from the intercoastal, the water that separates the main part of Florida from the Hutchinson Islands to the ocean. So here's the ocean this way, and then this way will take you back to the intercoastal. So if you haven't seen my neighborhood vlog tour of Hutchinson Island on the Fort Pierce side, go and watch that. I'll explain a little bit more about kind of the makeup of Hutchinson Island. But where we are here, there's a split. So we are, this part of Hutchinson Island that I'm on now will take you clear down Jensen Beach, and then there will be another split, and then there's part of Hutchinson Island that'll be on the Stewart side. Then if you get on this side of Hutchinson Island, across the inlet here, that'll take you all the way up to Vero Beach and all that part of Hutchinson Island. So as far as the pros for the area, so this part, the Fort Pierce side of part of Hutchinson Island is going to be a lot cheaper generally than the other parts of Hutchinson Island. You know, if you get down to Stewart, especially near Bathtub Beach, or if you go up to Vero Beach, you can get some really expensive properties from the low millions to there's a property that's sold, I think this year or last year for low $30s million. So you can get in some pretty expensive properties depending on where you're at and which part of Hutchinson Island. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that everything here in Hutchinson Island and Fort Pierce side is cheap. There are some expensive properties here. I'll show you, if you see my neighborhood vlog tour video, I show you a $2.2 million home in that video that is beautiful on the intercoastal. But for the most part, coming out here to this part of Hutchinson Island has been established for a long time. So your homes that you're going to see here, a lot of them are a little bit older. So I'm not saying it's going to be a fixer-upper. Someone could have already renovated it and you already had that done for you. But some of the homes here are kind of more of the fixer-upper status. They're going to be on, some of them have large lots, some of them have small lots, some of them are really small homes. Kind of have a wide variety of what you're going to see here. As far as for the second pro of the Fort Pierce side of Hutchinson Island, you will have some world-class fishing here. So this inlet here, I walk you down, you're going to see people fishing here all the time. It doesn't matter, you know, if you come in the morning, in the afternoon, or at night, there will always be people fishing here at the inlet because there is a lot of snook here. There's a lot of snapper. You can find some pompano when they're running through the area. There's lots of fishing that you can have here, and it really is some world-class fishing in the area. All right, there are also, for pro number 3, there are a ton of things to do here on Hutchinson Island. So across the way here, you have the Fort Pierce Inlet State Park, awesome state park. Even if you're not moving to this area, I highly suggest going to that state park and checking it out. A lot of things to do over there. I mentioned the world-class fishing. There's a lot of fishing. There's beautiful beaches here. We are having a little bit of sargassum weeds. Gonna come to the area, you'll see a little bit of that there in the water. But they're actually cleaning it up kind of good. You'll see the tracks over here on the beach where they've been taking a tractor and cleaning those up, which is really nice actually. If you like wildlife, you know, I'll show you, I saw a manatee just this morning over here in that little nook over there. There's a little sea turtle that was hanging out over there this morning. A lot of fish, a lot of birds, a lot of pelicans, a lot of things to do here on the Fort Pierce side of Hutchinson Island. And then another thing, it is a lot less crowded here than some of the other places I've been to on Hutchinson Island. You know, if you go down towards Bathtub Beach, you're not going to find parking. You know, you go during prime time, sometimes not even during prime time. That they have a lot of little parking lots down there. Granted, there are a lot of little beaches, so you can always skip little beaches around. But generally, there's a lot less parking over there on that side. But you know, every time I come up here, there's always parking here at the Inlet State Park. There's beaches all along, and there's always empty parts. You can see the stretches of beaches down there. A lot of things going on, and a lot of parking always to be had. All right, and the last pro, which also doubles as a con depending which side you stand on, there are condos in the area. I don't know if you can see them here behind me. You can see those tall condos out there in the background. So you will notice, so Fort Pierce is in St. Lucie County. And you'll notice a stark difference between St. Lucie County and Martin County. Martin County has a restriction: you can't build higher than 5 stories. So the condos that you're going to see in Martin County are going to be a lot shorter. They're not going to look bad from the beach, so they're not going to look obtrusive. But at the same time, there's not very many condos there because you can only build 5 stories. So if someone wants to build a condo, they're going to come up here to St. Lucie County or down to West Palm Beach County. And you can see the condos back there, much higher than 5 stories. So you're going to have a lot of condos, which they don't look as pretty. But on the flip side of that, you know, if you're looking to get into an area here, if you want to have a condo or you know, a beach, or like, well, yeah, if you're looking for a condo, whether to live in permanently or to travel, you know, during this winter or whenever you want to come down here, you're going to have more condos for much better price down here in the Fort Pierce side of Hutchinson Island. Whereas if you go down south, they're going to be not as many of those. So it's a lot lower entry point to get into kind of beach living out here in this area, whether you're looking for a single family residence home or a condo. Is going to be a much better price trying to get into in this area. And the last con I have for, and really besides condos and kind of more fixer-upper style places out here because it's a little bit older, the only really big con for the area is there's just the one road to get to this part of the Fort Pierce side of Hutchinson Island. You have one road for the north part of the island and this road here for the south part of the island, unless you drive clear down to Jensen Beach, and then you have another road down over there. So if you need to get somewhere in the morning when there's morning traffic, you have that one bridge. And if they raise it for a boat to pass, you know, you kind of out of luck there. You're going to be stuck in traffic. Actually, I'm not sure if there's a lift on this side of the bridge. I know down the Jensen Beach ones, or I know this one across the way there's a lift. I've been stuck on that one a few times. I'm going to have to look on the way in. I don't think I went over a lift to get to this one. So never mind the lift. But still, you know, if there's a hurricane and you need to evacuate, there's just the one, or I guess 2 bridges, but one really close by. If there's a traffic, or if there's a car accident, or if there's a lot of traffic, you know, you're kind of stuck. That's really the only way in and out. And then because it is so far away from everything, if you need to go down to West Palm Beach for the airport, or if you need to go to Orlando, or if you need to go to Vero or Port St. Lucie to go shopping, or Fort Pierce, depending on what you're doing for shopping, you know, you're kind of far away from that. You have to go clear across town to get to the US 1, which I hate because US 1 has so many red lights, or you have to go clear across to get to the Turnpike or I-95. But besides that, you know, it's really not a huge con for, you know, and I don't know if you haven't seen my, mentioned again, if you haven't seen my neighborhood vlog tour of Hutchinson Island on the Fort Pierce side, go and see it, because the houses I show you, literally it's a 5-minute walk to the beach. You know, to live 5 minutes away from this, or 5 minutes away from some world-class fishing, some of the best fishing here in Florida, really not a bad deal, especially at the price point. As always, if you think there's something I've missed, please comment down below, let me know, and thank you for watching.